Are you ready to take a drive down memory lane? It's an annual tradition, the Hockey Hall of Fame Legends Game here at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. This year, it's going to be Eric Lindros's team of NHL legends against Boris Salming's team of Leafs legends.
From Kingston, Ontario, number 93, Doug Gilmore. The captain of the Maple Leafs legends, number 21, Boris Salming.
You gonna get a goal in this one or what?
Well, if I can try not to keep eating pucks, I'll be off to the races.
Is that a puck?
Oh, yeah. And Baldwin, I should have weaved. The eyes aren't what they used to be.
Number 10, John LeClaire.
So the vibe around Eric getting into the Hall of Fame seems to be finally. What is it like now that it's finally here?
Yeah, I just think it's great for him. You can see how happy he is. I think it's something that, he deserved. It took a little bit for him to wait for him, but, it's all done with in the past, and he's kind of where he belongs.
I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here. The Hockey Hall of Fame, it's kind of hard to get into. So let's look at the accomplishments of the four men who got in, starting with Eric Lindros. Lindros had 865 points in 760 NHL games. He redefined what a power forward was. And as dominant as he was in the NHL, the way he dominated junior is still talked about today. He had 71 goals one season in just 57 games. Monster.
I couldn't wait to get over to see him play. And in Oshawa, you get a chance, get online and check that out. It's ridiculous how hard he hit people and how willing he was to go to the net and just wreck anything in his way.
Rogie Vachon had as decorated a career as you could have for a goaltender. 355 NHL wins, 2 Stanley Cups, and a Vezina Trophy to go with also being a 3-time All-Star.
I played against Rogie, played with Rogie, and he was the best at that time. In fact, the only goal I ever scored in the National Hockey League was against Rogie. But I made an outstanding shot against him, and he made an outstanding attempt.
Now, Sergei Makarov didn't have the longest NHL career, but he is definitely deserving of being in the Hockey Hall of Fame. 384 points in 424 NHL games, mostly with the Flames and Sharks. But before that, 11 seasons of absolutely demolishing the Russian league with CSKA Moscow.
Well, talk about skill and strength, because he wasn't a tall guy, but he was so strong. I remember playing with the Oilers, just a young kid at the time, and figuring that I would take a run at Makarov, and he stiff-shouldered me and knocked the wind right out of me. And not only was he skilled, but he was strong and one of the great players of all time. You can see it with all the championships he won, and certainly the way he approached the game, one of the greats.
Now, Pat Quinn was the big Irishman with the big resume. 606 NHL games played, but that wasn't enough for him. 20 seasons as an NHL head coach, including 2 Jack Adams Awards.
I remember his loyalty most of all. I remember how loyal he was to his players. A big burly man who had, a real strong voice, real demanding voice, a motivational for sure. He kept us on our toes between periods and before games. But on the same tone, a coach that we had lots of fun with in practice. We had lots of jokes. We had a veteran team for the most part of my time in Toronto, and we really did have a lot of fun playing under Pat. And we appreciated the support and how he took care of his players. Obviously, we're all sad that he's not here to be part of it, but I'm sure he knows he's being inducted.
I saw you flash the leather. You didn't exaggerate that at all, did you?
No, not at all. I was just lucky it fell into my glove, so
Now shooting for Tim Lindros. Number 88, Eric Lindros. Shooting once again for Team Lindros. Number 88, Eric Lindros.
Okay, sure. Who ultimately made the decision for you to take a second shot in the shootout?
I'd never heard of that before, but they said to go do it. Ducky Howardchuk was pointing at me and Johnny and Rennie. So anyway, it all squeaked one in there. Good way to go.
Here, so who won the shootout?
We did.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
That's it from the NHL Legends game. I think they bent the rules a little bit to let Eric Lindros win it in the shootout, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It was perfect and poetic, and now he gets to get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame along with Pat Quinn, Rogie Vachon, and Sergei Makarov. So what are you going to do for the rest of the day? I mean, you can Google those guys and see just how good they were. And as for me, I mean, one of the perks of the job, everyone leaves so much popcorn behind. Is Phil Kessel a Stanley Cup champion?
Phil Kessel's not only Stanley Cup champ, but if he ran, I think he could have been president of the United States.